Hello and welcome to a brand new episode of the Nerdpocalypse Podcast. I'm your host, Jay. I'm here with my co-host, Micah.
Hey.
And Terrence.
What's up?
All right, guys, we are back. There is some things to talk about. I feel like we need to institute our rule during the pandemic when nothing was being made, which is we just decide on a really weird movie to watch and talk about it each episode. Because, we're also an industry affected by the strike. So let's get right into checked out. Micah, you watched Full Circle?
I'm watching. You did? Are you finished?
I fell asleep.
Damn!
I started watching it.
Well, there's Terrence's review.
No, it's not my review. I watched the first 2 episodes, and then during the 3rd episode, I kind of dozed off because I was a little tired.
Yeah,
but that's because
these things are dropping in pairs, and I feel like they're dropping in pairs because they want you to watch them back to back. Especially those first 2 episodes. Those first 2 episodes feel like you kind of need to watch them back to back. So this is a new miniseries.
The last 2 episodes came out today, by the way.
Yeah. This is a new miniseries from Steven Soderbergh. It's kind of a neo-noir set in New York. The premise is an investigation into a botched kidnapping uncovers long-held secrets connecting multiple characters and cultures in present-day New York City. Look, I like Steven Soderbergh, man. I like his stuff. I haven't seen everything that he does, but everything that I've seen, I have not hated.
What a resounding review.
I mean, I haven't seen. I've seen the Ocean's movies are great. The Logan Lucky was good. I haven't seen Magic Mike. Look, he did Haywire.
Not the best movie.
Yeah, but like The Informant was good. Contagion was good.
Yeah, Contagion's great.
Yeah.
The Girlfriend Experience. Didn't he do The Girlfriend Experience?
Yes,
he did. Yeah.
Yeah, that's with Sasha Grey. Incidentally,
she's a porn star, guys.
I think she's retired now.
She was.
Yeah, she was at the time. The Nick is the best. The Nick is the best thing I've seen him do. The Nick is amazing.
So if you've seen No Sudden Move, this is kind of a crime thriller, sort of in the same vein. It's a neo-noir. I think it's keeping my attention. Zazie Beetz plays like a postal inspector who is she's kind of an asshole, but she's kind of like your yeah, she is but also like this is a role that stereotypically a man would play, and while I think that man would be annoying, I think that's what she's kind of channeling. Like if a guy played a hard-nosed classic PI from like the 40s or something, who just kind of plays by their own rules and shit. Like she does that in this. It's a little annoying, but it gets a little better, at least for me, because she's usually right about her gut, right? Claire Danes is in it, playing a rich white woman from New York who doesn't quite know what's going on. Mm-hmm. Let's hope she doesn't get typecast in that type of role. Timothy Oliphant plays her husband, and I like Timothy Oliphant. He's really I like him as an actor.
Yeah, Timothy Olyphantastic.
And Dennis Quaid is in it. CCH Pounder plays a fucking gangster in it.
Like a Haitian gangster or some shit like that.
Yeah, she's playing a Guyanese gangster.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
Like she's like the matriarch of a crime family. And the whole thing is her family, she believes, has been cursed. And in order to break the curse, they have to perform a ritual in which someone gets kidnapped and a certain amount of money has to be delivered at a certain time in a certain location, and things just kind of spiral out of control because the person they kidnapped is not the person that they thought. And yeah, man, look, I recommend it. It's only 6 episodes. They're all an hour or less. If you like Steven Soderbergh, if you want to see like a neo noir, I think you two would actually really enjoy it.
Yeah,
I liked what I watched. I watched the
yeah.
first 2 episodes. I was a little like, the fuck is happening right now? But because it almost goes into almost like the super net. I'm like, what is okay? Okay, fuck it, I'm along for the ride. Whatever.
Look, the show poses a very interesting question that things kind of get pieced together, but at the end of that second episode, what you doing, Terrence? Are you gonna help that person, or you just gonna be like, I mean,
no,
we good?
I don't know. Like, first of all, I'm black. I don't know that nigga.
All right, good. I'm not a bastard then. Or we both bastards. One of the two.
Yeah, okay, I was gonna say.
Oh man.
I bet that goes the other way.
Sorry. I don't know you.
But there are reasons. There are reasons why this keeps going. So
yeah.
And look, man, some of the smartest black people I've seen in this are like, they do some dumb stuff, but like they come to their senses and are like, I like smart characters. I don't like characters that are dumb. And
Right.
characters that are dumb, or characters in the show that do dumb things, they get called out for it. So yeah, I recommend it. All 6 episodes are out now. Easy watch.
And you said they're 30 minutes?
No, they're anywhere
The
from an
second
hour
episode, I think,
to
was like 35 to 45 minutes, which I was like, okay, so they're just doing the weird Marvel thing. Just kind of fluctuate.
I think the shortest episode is like 38 minutes or something like that, and the longest is an hour.
All right, cool. I'll check it out. Like, I'm a big Soderbergh fan, so that's right up my alley. Next up, Micah, you watched Oppenheimer.
Yeah, I did the whole double feature thing. I got up early. I went to the movie theaters, got there at 9:50, and walked out at 4:10.
God damn.
And saw 2 movies.
That's crazy.
The first one I saw was Oppenheimer, and yeah, it's good, man. It's good. It's not great. It's not. It's really, really good. It's not a perfect movie. There's a lot to say about this because it's 3 hours long, and I don't know if I can have a decent enough conversation about this if nobody here has seen it. But the movie is broken up into 3 very distinct acts. The first act is, who is J. Robert Oppenheimer, and what he does for a living. The second act, the first act, you can cut like a half hour out of this movie from that first act. The second act is the Manhattan Project and the Trinity Test, and the third act is the fallout. So if you don't know, J. Robert Oppenheimer led the Manhattan Project, which was the creation of the atomic bomb. And the movie is a biopic, and it kind of delves into what happens when really smart people do really dumb things for the sake of science. And it's like, I mean, he's got this ideology of like the scientists around him are like, yo, because like apparently he was surrounded by like a bunch of communists and hippies and shit. And while the movie doesn't really state that he was a communist, like
they thought he was.
You hang around if you hang around a bunch of communists, you know,
Right.
you're probably a communist. And the movie kind of relishes with the fact that like all these scientists, all these really smart brains are like, yeah, this is something amazing. Like, we could do this, but should we do this? Like, because this could be really, really dangerous. And he's like, well, I mean, they won't know how dangerous it is until we build it and show them. And I'm like, yo, is this your first day on Earth?
Yeah, this can't be your first rodeo, yo. Come on.
Right. If you build a weapon, you know, like, the government is gonna use it. Like, what the fuck? Like, I get the whole mutually assured destruction thing, but like, nah, yo, who buys a set of firecrackers just to leave them on display? Like, nah, yo, you want to blow them bitches up? So I like the fact that the movie wrestles with that. It also has a couple of other things that are interesting to me, especially in the third act. But the movie also has like some obnoxious stuff to it, right? Like Oppenheimer, I guess, was a womanizer, and there are two women who are like prominent in his life, played by Emily Blunt and Florence Pugh.
Yeah, so
the women in this the women in this movie are given kind of short shrift. And look, maybe this is the case of what happened in real life, but like, one of them is fridged, right? Like, one of them is just like there to be motivation for the other, and the other one is there to support him, right? Like, they don't seem like their own characters. And then, like, you know, Nolan does this
product
thing
of their time.
Well, his real wife was an alcoholic.
Yeah, apparently.
Yeah.
And like there's a big deal about like a couple of sex scenes in this, and
why
they're there, but like,
why are they there?
Exactly, but and they're shot obnoxiously, right? Like,
that's what I've heard.
Like dude is just there. Florence Pugh is riding him, and he's reading a book because he's smart or whatever, right? Like, and it's a little obnoxious. It's a little obnoxious.
You're not sending your best if you're reading a book during the activities. Like, you're not.
And I get it, right? Like, because the quote that is attributed to J. Robert Oppenheimer is like something about like, I am the bringer of destruction or some shit like that.
Destroyer of worlds.
Yeah.
Right.
Which is, and he's doing it while it's not really his quote. It's
like,
copying someone else's.
Yeah,
quote.
it's a
right.
It's an old quote. But I'm a huge documentary guy, so I've seen like 100 documentaries on the Manhattan Project and about this dude. Would this interest me if I know basically?
If you know the story, I don't know.
I just be watching it just for the cinematography because I heard the cinematography.
The cinematography is dope. Like, it's the best thing. It's one of the best things about this movie. Are you familiar with all of the? Hold on, let me see if I can find his name real quick. Are you familiar with what the fuck is this dude's name? With Louis Strauss?
Yeah.
And like, if the documentaries that you saw go into that, then you probably don't. You could probably wait on this. I haven't seen it in IMAX. I'm told that all the IMAX stuff is the explosion is great, right? Like, it's amazing. I really wish I could have seen it in IMAX. I don't really think there's much else for it.
It's
a nerd movie, yo. It's a movie about smart people talking in rooms about building bombs and shit. Like, it's not this big like spectacle, and that's what I'm used to seeing IMAX movies for.
Yeah, that's fair.
Except for the bomb.
Okay, so the bomb. Is the bomb the test, or is the bomb the actual dropping?
The bomb is the test. The bomb is the test.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, this
has been my question about this movie, and I'm very eager to see it. But like, you can't show the bomb getting dropped on Hiroshima and Nagasaki. That's classless as fuck. It really is.
Right.
So the bomb. Right. So the movie works up to the test. right? So that's
the movie
that's
works
the
up. That's the end of the second act is the bomb, and then after you see the test, there's another hour of movie left,
which is sort of wrestling with the idea of it.
Wrestling the fact that they dropped the bomb on.
Wrestling with the idea and something else,
and it worked.
Yeah,
right. Like it's wrestling with the idea. It's something else, and it's a good movie, man. It's a real good movie. It's so good that apparently everybody wanted to be a part of it.
That's sort of cast. That's just nuts.
Like Rami Malek is in this movie for 5 minutes, yo. He's in this movie for 5 minutes.
I didn't even know he was in it.
He's an Oscar award-winning actor.
Right. Kenneth Branagh is in this movie for like 5 minutes.
I could believe that.
God damn.
There's a couple other people who are like, yo, these are Gary Oldman is in this movie for like 2 minutes. Like it's
that's
wild.
funny. I didn't even know he was in this.
Like and he's got a real funny line that I will not spoil here. But look, it's a good movie. It's not my favorite of his. Because I'm dumb. I like Inception and Interstellar because those are my favorite movies of his.
What's your favorite Nolan movie, Terrence?
Batman. What's the second Batman? The Dark Knight. I ain't gonna lie. I love that fucking movie. Dark Knight.
For me,
I like Memento.
Memento is my favorite. Memento's my favorite.
But I also like the one with what was it, Al Pacino and
Insomnia?
Insomnia is pretty good too.
Yeah, that was great. It's fucked up.
Yeah. Yeah, probably The Dark Knight.
Yeah,
I like Inception and Interstellar and all that other shit, but you know, Dark Knight is easy to understand.
It is.
Right.
I feel like Interstellar. Like I wanted Interstellar to be better than it was. Like I was really, really hyped for that movie to be better than it was. Which is not to say it's not very good. I actually like it a lot. I just thought it would be a little bit more than it was.
Quick question: how was the sound mixing? Could you understand what people were saying?
Yes.
Could you hear them?
No, that's
yes. Yes, you could. It was actually. I think he's finally learned his lesson.
Please stop.
Actually, the sound is one of the best things about this movie. Actually, just with the explosion and everything about the lead up to the end of the second act and the Trinity test, like what happens, but it still feels like
a big deal.
A little tense, right? Like not tense, like but like what's happening, but and there's like documentary footage of what happens. But it still looks good. I am amazed that this dude made what is essentially a nerd Oscar bait movie and put it out in July.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And it made like it made like $100 million.
I think it's crossed 300 million worldwide already.
Jesus.
Yeah, that's impressive. You know what else is impressive? Barbie kicked the shit out of it.
I mean, is anybody surprised?
Barbie has now crossed over 500 million worldwide. 1 week. Not even a week, actually. Yeah, so Mike and I both saw Barbie. Not together. Pause. Relax. That's ridiculous. No, but yeah, you did the double feature thing. I only did the one feature thing. Look, I thought Barbie was great. Greta Gerwig, once again, nailed it. I loved Lady Bird. I thought it was a great movie. She took a IP that could have very easily been the most surface level, dumb, hit kids right where they live movie and made a ton of money, and it would have been forgotten kind of bullshit. And instead, she took this entire IP and made it mean something and like challenged it and just made a very, very smart movie. I am almost completely convinced that people who are shitting on this movie have not seen it. Like I'm just convinced of that. Like,
or they have seen it and have this, or
they went in with their
decided that
arms
they were going
crossed
to hate it before they
beforehand,
saw
right?
it.
Because it's incredibly entertaining. Like, it feels like it'd be really dumb, but it's really fucking smart. There is some absolutely killer lines in that movie. Yeah, I thought Margot Robbie was really great. I thought Ryan Gosling was great as Ken. He was awesome. Everyone's good in it. Even Michael Cera has like a surprisingly larger role than I thought he would. He's in it. John Cena's in it, which is kind of funny. He's a merman. He's a merman Ken. With apparently Dua Lipa. Dua Lipa is who he's with. I didn't know that because I don't know what she looks like. But yeah, it's good. Everybody's really good in it, and it's meaningful. I was impressed. And yeah, my wife and my daughter liked it too.
Yeah, I was, people were saying this movie's good. And the only reason I saw it the same day is because everyone kept talking about how good the movie is, right? Like, not just about the movie, but how actually good it is. And I'm like, all right, well, I'm up for a good movie. And I sat down and I was hooked as soon as the Bespoke song came on, right? And then, minor spoilers when Barbie says at the beginning of the movie, hey guys, you ever think about dying? I'm just like, okay, is this what we're doing? All right, let's go. And look, it's got a message, and it hits you over the head with it. But it does it because you need to be hit over the head with it.
Yeah.
And solid performances all around. Look, who would have thought that that the woman who was getting naked in The Wolf of Wall Street would actually turn out to be a pretty damn fine actress. Like, I thought Margot Robbie was just like, when she first came out, I thought she was just like another interchangeable woman, pretty woman who, didn't really take acting as seriously as I thought she would have. But I really like her as an actor. And I like the movies she's in. I like that she takes chances. I like that she's not afraid to get ugly, right? Like in I, Tonya.
Yeah, that was a good movie.
It really was, man.
No,
It
she
really
was
was.
really
Like she was very good at it. Like, yeah, man. Like, don't judge a book by its cover, man. Like, she's really good. I know she likes Harley
in
Quinn.
Bombshell,
I'm not a
right?
huge fan of it, but
She was in Bombshell. Well, she wasn't playing anyone like popular.
she wasn't
Like,
playing
wasn't
any famous person in Bombshell, I don't think. But she was in Bombshell. I like that movie. So
Yeah, she's a good actress.
Yeah, she is.
Very good.
she is. But yeah, I mean, I don't have to tell you to go see it. You've already seen it if you're listening to this.
Probably. Terrence, I actually think you would really like it. To be honest, I really do.
Oh yeah,
like,
he'll like it.
Like, there are moments where like you can't help but laugh like out loud. Like, there are some funny fucking scenes. Like, they really are. Ryan Gosling as Ken is really fucking hilarious because it's like when he was cast, I'm like, isn't he a little old for this role? And it's like, you know what?
Said. Everybody was like, he's too old to be Ken.
Nah, it works. Like, like the facial expressions he makes and shit like that. He's like all pissed off. It's really funny. But like, they do this thing, or Greta Gerwig does this thing that I really appreciate it, right? Like, so the obvious premise of the movie is this sort of like this message of feminism and this message of like treating women as equals and not sort of, pushing them to the side. They do this thing where they take the women's perspective and they flip it on its head, right? Like, so in Barbie land, the Barbies rule everything, right? Like, they're the president, everything is perfect, every day is great. And then the Ken dolls are like, they basically only live to like their day is made when the Barbies look at them, right? Because they're always considered the ancillary characters as the toys are, right? And so like they're pushed to the side, right? Which in Barbie Land, it's like the opposite, right? Than the regular world, right? But they do this thing where like they come over, Barbie and Ken make it over to the real world and understand like what's going on and how the world is completely different than their world. But then when they go back, like they reverse it, right? Like Ken is mad and does some things that he does, and he's basically like, I'm pissed off because you ignored me and you treat me like garbage, right? And it's like he's clearly playing the woman's perspective, but then the things he does, he then starts to adapt how men act in our world, in the real world, right? So then it switches his perspective to being this dick to Barbie because he thinks that men should rule everything, right? Like, so she plays with the same character and puts them in both perspectives, like within minutes of each other. It's actually really fascinating. And then it's like the end, they play to the whole idea of like, actually, maybe we shouldn't just like fully dominate everything, and that like the goal in both places should be to, work together, right? And like that's the point. So like this idea, when you hear like especially conservative men like it's about hating men, then you miss the whole fucking point of the movie. Like you quite literally just missed it. Like, it's amazing. But it's a really
spoiler alert, ladies and gentlemen.
No, sorry. $500 million worldwide. Most of you have seen it. But there's a lot of details in it that I think are really smart and creative. And there's some lines. Carla from Cheers is in it, which playing an interesting character who I thought she was the second I saw her. I always forget she was like 35 on Cheers, so like her still being around isn't that crazy. But yeah, it's good. And Margot Robbie was really good. I wouldn't be surprised if this movie is up for some real awards, to be honest. And I hope it is. That would be an interesting thing. I mean, I think Greta Gerwig could be nominated for Best Director. I don't think it would be that crazy at all. So we'll see.
Well, I can't wait for that to happen and for people to be mad.
Big mad.
Because as soon as I came out of that movie, as soon as that second act hit, I'm like, oh, there's a certain class of man that's going to be very, very upset.
How dare you?
Well, they were never going to see the movie anyway.
I like how people were just like, it's woke because it's about a woman. Like that's it. Like, okay.
That word means nothing.
Like, dude, just go make out with dudes. It's fine if that's what you want to do. Relax. Just fucking relax. Stop yelling at women for existing. It's just all right. Next up,
Superman Legacy.
Why are you trying to skip over the series finale?
Oh, I totally forgot about it.
This is like us forgetting that the Venom trailer exists over and over. I
totally forgot about Secret Invasion.
So the series finale of Secret Invasion dropped this week. I thought the series was okay. Not the best. Yeah, not the best. Not the worst. The sort of end fight was a bit odd. Like it was just weird. I get what they were going for, but it looked weird. Like it just looked very strange.
These things, these Marvel TV shows,
they need to take a fucking break.
I think they kind of do. They start off really well.
There were strong performances in the series. I liked I actually did like Samuel L. Jackson a lot in the series. I liked 54-year-old. What's his name in this?
Brian Mendelsohn.
Brand Mendelsohn. They were good. Khaleesi, I mean, whatever.
She felt completely underused.
Yeah, she was just until the last 3 minutes. Yeah,
I liked Olivia Colman
again,
but I just like Olivia Colman.
Yeah, well, okay.
Wait, who's Olivia Colman?
Olivia Colman is the British counterpart to Nick Fury.
Okay, yeah, she was funny. I enjoyed her character.
Yeah.
Look, I don't know shit about the comic books and nothing like that. But what I said offline, I was like,
you shouldn't have to. By the way, you shouldn't have to. Okay,
No.
All these people who are like, well, but the comics don't matter. They're just inspiration. Like, these are their own stories. Please stop doing direct comparisons. Tony Stark didn't create Ultron. Like, like, how many times do we have to say? Okay, never mind.
Sorry, like, what I will say about the series is that, like, for the people that watch Marvel television shows, was what I said offline, it's boring, right? Because you like the cloak and dagger shit. You say that all the time, but like, this was just kind of a slow burn. There was some action sequences with 54-year-old Ben Mendelsohn and 75-year-old Samuel L. Jackson when they were like moving in slow motion. Which I'm like, knock it off, please.
Yeah, just get stunt doubles. Yeah,
Like,
it seems
right.
silly.
But overall, it was just Mission Impossible shit without like the crazy stunts.
It's Mission Impossible, the original series, is what it is.
Yeah,
that's what it
right.
is. Right.
So yes, it probably didn't appeal to a lot of people, but it wasn't.
I don't even think it was that, yo. Like, there wasn't a lot of intrigue into this, and when you have a body snatcher story, I figured we would get more body snatching. I figured we would get more, double crossing and Two-Face. Right, they snatched them already. They snatched them already.
Everybody, so there was no one else to snatch.
Like, I want to see that.
I agree with that.
I want to see the movie where they snatching bodies. I want to see the movie where I wanted there to be more of. So Rhodey's a Skrull. Well, we needed to find out before. It feels like we needed to find that out sooner, and it feels like that should have been the story, and not him being a sleeper agent for some other person. And what's his name says in the story, Sam Jackson's character says in the story, we've had a bunch of Skrulls here on Earth doing our helping us for decades, for like a decade. And that is interesting, right? And like, the Rhodey thing was cool, but I kind of wanted more of that. I didn't really give a fuck about Gravik, right?
I like the actor, but Gravik was just kind of like, all right, he's just a bad guy,
right?
Yeah,
he's a bad guy, and that's fine. And look, the show kind of does what all these Marvel shows do when they limp to the finish line. They kind of give you a tease of what could possibly happen in the movies, and then people are like, "Oh, well, this is great," because they set this up from here to here to here to here. I need more than that, man. I need people to focus on telling a really interesting story, because what they're doing with these TV shows is they're Iron Man 2ing it, and they're like, "Oh, hey, here's this that could happen. Here's this that could happen." At this point, I just want a really, really compelling story, and I really haven't felt that. And the last time I felt that was, if I'm being completely honest, WandaVision.
Yeah,
and
that was
Loki was great, but
WandaVision
was it for me. Like, WandaVision was appointment television, man. And I damn near forgot to talk about the fucking Cloak and Dagger series with the military part of the MCU starring a black man. Like, this should be this. I mean, I should be watching this shit turgid. All right, like, this is not like, and it just kind of. Yeah,
this is the Mojo. This should have been the Mojo Rising of
this
series.
This should have been the Mojo Rising of the series for me, and it just doesn't work. And same thing with Falcon and the Winter Soldier. Look, I like that series. It just kind of limped to the finish line. They don't know how to end these things.
I honestly believe the best thing that they could have done with this story is made, like you were saying, this idea of like the snatching bodies and stuff like that. It would have been kind of cool if they had played part of this in the past and part of this in the modern modern day, right? Like seeing them, basically from the time of the 90s, like building Nick Fury up from behind the scenes, right? Because that's the implication, is that he wouldn't have gotten to the head of S.H.I.E.L.D. without them doing all of this intel and stuff like that. Show all those missions and stuff like that, and show that stuff fall apart, and then bring it to the modern day, part of episodes or whatever, and show why they are the way that they are towards him, right? You lose a lot of that. It's like you always talk about, like movies and TV, it's a visual medium, like show don't tell, right? Like you're doing a lot of telling, and the parts that we're seeing are like, they're okay, they're not great. I guess ultimately, I think you could probably do 2 series a year and be done with it. You don't need to have 3 or 4 of these series a year. It's too much. It's just too much. You need time to develop these properly. And if you're going to slide them into the movies, they need to be like, it needs to be way more obvious, but without a lot of like nodding and winking. You need to go right into that next movie, like just straight up, like just extend the story and make it really count.
One of my biggest issues with the Disney shows is they don't give them enough time. Like the first episode will be like 45 minutes long, and then the rest of them will be between like 23 and 35. I'm like,
also 6 episodes,
and it's 6 episodes. Like you're not giving these stories enough time to actually flesh characters out and shit like that. You kind of just yada and everything from like, It's weird. I'm like, okay, you just left out a whole bunch of shit that probably would have been pretty interesting information, but you only gave me 35 minutes of a story that should have been a little bit longer. But
right.
I added up all the times for all 6 episodes. It's 4.5 hours. And look, okay, if you want, if that's the length of your story, fine. But like maybe you could, and that's including like credits,
right?
So
which are mad long.
2-minute credit sequence, like right. That. It's 2 minutes. It's 2 minutes,
right?
So
you probably could have done this in 2 2-hour episodes. And I'm so surprised that like Werewolf by Night was so good.
It really was.
And stuff like this, which should be like routine for them at this point. They should be knocking this stuff out of the park. And it's just kind of okay. And look, man, y'all, they've spoiled me, man. They've spoiled me. I don't want just okay. I don't need everything to be Infinity War and Endgame, but I do need a couple more Iron Man 1s and Cap 1s. And, I need solid, I need more Cap 2s, right? Like, I need just solid stories. And I don't even need like good writing. I just need like decent writing, right? Like, and I don't know, man. Like, I'm not even getting into like comic book minutia about like, well, how were they supposed to do this and that? Like, nah, yo, I just need something to be a little more. I needed this to be intriguing. Like, I don't need a bunch of like sky beams and shit in this type of show, but I did need an intriguing mystery. And it wasn't an intriguing mystery. These motherfuckers are making themselves look like Nick Fury. Yo, they should have been doing this shit throughout the entire series. Like,
yeah, there should have been a lot more. There should have been a lot more like, is this our guy or is this not our guy type of shit. Like a lot of those
exactly.
Things. Yeah,
exactly. Like that's what you do with a Body Snatchers type of show, and there was no intrigue. And it just wasn't. I'm a little disappointed, especially because I was ready to love this thing, man. I was ready to love this thing over the first couple of episodes, and it just it's a downward spiral.
Yeah, and also Nick Fury couldn't even be bothered to marry a black woman. I'm just saying, like that's canon now. He could never. No, I agree with you on kind of all those points. I do wish there was a little bit more intrigue and stuff like that. It's a bit of a missed opportunity. I'll give it one positive though, as far as the finale, though very weird. I do think that on a TV budget, it's impressive to do a Super Scroll in the way that they did it. Teeing that up for the movies could actually look very good with with like a real movie budget and really going for it. They also finally made a scroll that looks intimidating, because I never found the design of these scrolls to be particularly intimidating versus the comic design, or even basic comparative to the design they had released as a concept art. Like, they looked much more like the comics and just looked more intimidating. These just look like friendly people in like rubber masks. So I look forward to like showing us some more of the menacing scrolls, because the scrolls are clearly included in the Marvels. Like, if you watch the trailer, they're in the background. So I'm interested to see like, what is that story, and are they really that involved, or if it's just a kind of a quick tee up of like, oh, they're going off and doing their thing. So I hope that's not the end of that story. I don't need it to be the story in the Marvels, but I hope the Skrulls are not done, because I feel like that's a good villain if done correctly.
I don't think so. And look, the thing sets up some pretty decent like implications, but again, they're just implications. Right? We don't know if Marvel's going to follow through with this stuff.
Right.
The president did what any fucking old white man in power does. He's just like, you know what? All I want these people that don't look like us. Fuck them. And we get a bunch of like we see scenes of vigilante groups and, people assassinating politicians that they think are Skrulls, and some of them aren't. Some of them are humans. This is what, like, this stuff should have been the show.
Yeah, that's the
this should have been the
part
fucking
of the
show.
fucking last episode to me.
Right.
Yeah,
that should have been the goddamn show. Yeah. And they just kind of tease that, right? Like, and I hope they follow through with stuff like that. But that was the real kick in the dick for me. Like, you see these like, these hate groups going around murdering Skrulls, or murdering people they think are Skrulls, or taking the law into their own hands, and that's what Nick Fury's got to figure out, right? Like, because he sees all this going on, and he's like, well, shit, I know the Skrulls. This is not like that. We got me and Talos. We have to figure out how to stop this before humanity kills each other, right? Like, and this is something that you can kind of feel, right? Like, because it's localized, and it's small scale, right? Don't have this dude is trying to start World War III, so that he's doing this shit on a macro level. Nah, yo, you're going too big. You got to start.
Everything
small.
can't be a world-ending event. Like, it can't.
Right.
And look, to your point, they should have had more, not necessarily a buddy cop, but like team up with Talos and Fury trying to solve this mystery, like all the way through. Talos should have lived much longer in the series. I didn't understand killing him off so early. And them kind of working it through all the way. By the way, could have been a great moment at the end of the series of like, oh, right, and these guys tried to kill the U.S. president because they think he's a Skrull, leading to Captain America: New World Order, right? Like, you can tee up that shit. By the way, this is just me, not trying to rewrite the series, but this is what I would have done with that vigilante group, like, that's killing everybody or killing these Skrulls. I would have had them kill one of the Skrulls on TV, like they killed the Fox News type guy. And I would have had one of them turn around, and he would have been wearing the shirt that had the Friends of Humanity fucking logo on it. That's all you have to do. Yeah. You just put that out there, and then that's immediately an X-Men villain that just exists in that universe. That's all you have to do. And like, you don't even have to say anything. He just turns around, and comic book fans would be like, "Shit, that's Friends
on it." And,
yep, and they would know.
That's it.
God damn it, pay us money. Come on, man. That's a good idea. That's a good fucking idea. Because you don't have to pay. That doesn't have to get paid off right away. right? Like those guys just exist in the world, and you're like, oh shit, like yeah, they've been killing Skrulls, and then the X-Men show up, and they're like, we got to kill them too, and then they get their asses handed to them because reasons. So yeah, it was okay, not great. On to Ahsoka, I guess. That comes out pretty soon, I believe. I think we get a couple weeks.
Yeah, it comes out like early next month or something like that.
Good. All right. Topics this week. Micah, take it away.
All right. Superman Legacy. Skylar Gisondo is said to be the top choice to play Jimmy Olsen. This dude is from the Righteous Gemstones. He plays one of the sons, not the Danny McBride character.
He plays Danny McBride's son.
Yeah, he does.
Oh he's Danny McBride's son. Yes. Thank you. And
because they look exactly alike.
They look and sound exactly alike.
The spitting image of Danny McBride.
just like every Danny McBride character looks and sounds exactly alike.
Yeah, but you look. You don't hire Danny McBride to not get Danny McBride.
Apparently, here's Danny McBride as a baseball player, and Danny McBride as a vice principal,
and Danny McBride is Kanye West. According to him, Kanye West wanted Danny McBride to play him in a movie. Yeah, the story of his life.
Oh my God. So look, Skylar Gisondo, he's in like Licorice Pizza, which was a pretty good movie. Booksmart, which I heard was a good movie. I wanted to see it.
It's very good.
And The Righteous Gemstones. Look, this guy, he looks like a Jimmy Olsen. He sounds like a Jimmy Olsen.
Hey, Superman.
I wouldn't be mad if this guy plays Superman's pal Jimmy.
Yeah, I like it.
Yeah, so we'll see. I have no idea what kind of role, how prominent of a role he would have, but super curious about this Superman movie, man. Like,
yeah. I would like him to meet. I would like him to meet the Jimmy Olsen in the Supergirl universe, played by
Eggs
from True Blood. Well, we kind of look alike.
Bitch.
Yeah, that fucking guy. What a wild casting choice. My little pal Jimmy. Like, yo, you look like you can bench 350.
It's like 6'4", 225.
Right, you looking down at Superman, Jimmy. Like, what the fuck?
You take the pictures now. Like, all right, relax. Yeah, this is a pretty good. This seems to be a pretty well substantiated rumors. That's why I put it on here. But I like it. I think that's a really good choice. I dig it. One thing I will say about Gunn is what he's doing, and I don't know if people are realizing this. Instead of recasting characters like Jimmy Olsen with non-white actors and stuff like that, and like creating controversy and all this other stuff, he's keeping all these main characters as they've been written in the comics, but he's smart to then include people of color in other roles immediately, right? So it's not like this Whitey White McWhite movie of Superman Legacy. Like, you're getting Mr. Terrific right away, right? So instead of doing that, he's just like, yeah, there are prominent black characters that you almost never see in these type of movies, so why don't we just bring them to the forefront? Which I think is clever. That's a very smart way of handling it. So, like, you can do these characters. It's just that people of color get mad because, like, we're never in them. So, yeah, just put, you don't have to wait to do a Mr. Terrific solo movie. Just put him in this. So it's pretty smart. Next up.
Peacock finished the June quarter with 24 million subscribers, up from 22 million at the end of March, but the streamer lost $651 million over the same 3 months.
That's a lot.
Those losses have pretty much become par for the course. The NBC Universal streaming platform lost $704 million in the prior quarter, and $467 million in quarter two of 2022. The company expects to post peak losses from streaming to the tune of $3 billion in 2023.
I'm sorry. That's a silly number to just lose money and be cool.
What are you,
know what I'm
Sony?
saying? It's like, yeah, we're gonna lose $3 billion, but it's fine. What?
It is fine because Comcast, who owns NBC, is soon to come into about $9 billion in streaming bucks through the sale of its Hulu stake to Disney. So
They got money to burn.
apparently,
$6 billion. Like you lost $3 billion in a year. What the fuck is that $6 billion gonna do for you?
Not much.
Be streaming for another year and a half, and then it's gonna go. How much is Peacock? $10 with WWE?
No, it's $5 if you want ads, and
I don't. No ads.
so $10. Yes, $10. Yeah.
Yeah.
Look,
guess who paid?
$10.
Do you? Oh,
Yes,
which one don't you pay? Is
Paramount Plus.
Yeah,
Paramount
you don't pay
which
for
I
that
can't.
one.
Which I canceled. I canceled it because they hit me with a surprise. Hey, we just renewed you. Bye. And I'm like, what the fuck? My wife was like, can you cancel Paramount Plus? Because like this is $50 that's just gone now. So yeah, I canceled it. So if there's anything on Paramount Plus that you want to watch, you got until next July.
Damn. I mean, here's the thing. There isn't. There's not.
I mean, Beast, Rise of the Beast is on Paramount Plus.
Oh, okay. Nah, I'm good.
But I think it's got fucking ads, right?
Oh,
Do they play ads during the movies?
No,
maybe like
I
at the
think
beginning and maybe I don't know. I have no idea. I don't know.
All right, I'm gonna have to watch. I'm gonna have to watch Dungeons and Dragons and see if they play ads.
Oh, is that on Paramount? Is that on Paramount Plus too?
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah, Paramount Plus
I know
has a bunch of
Peacock.
movies.
I know Peacock. They will play like I only turn on Peacock mainly for wrestling, so once a month, and they will Michael Cole will be like, hey, for watch this ad from our sponsors, but if you have Peacock Premium Plus, watch this video package, which is just an ad for WWE. So
yeah, they
really play
weird.
ads during the pay-per-views.
During the pay-per-view? No, fuck off. Are you serious?
Like,
but
yeah,
but I already paid per view. Like I don't want commercials.
But they don't call them pay-per-views anymore. They call them
live premium events.
Live
because of that very reason. But I already paid.
Yeah, I already prepaid to view this without commercials. Like, knock it off. No. All right, I got to July. I did want to watch Picard. We'll see how that works.
You got till July. I've heard mixed things about Picard. I've heard the first season is okay, the second season is not, and the third season is good. But who knows? You got until July.
Damn, I'm not going to see it.
That's a lot of money to lose.
$3 billion is literally Sony level.
Like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
What's on there? Like, what's on What's on Peacock?
Twisted Metal, which IGN said was good.
Oh, okay.
Did they?
One of y'all gonna watch it?
I'll let you know next week.
All right,
okay. I don't have.
You
Peacock,
let me know, and if I get anything other than a fucking rave review,
I'm pretty sure that's not gonna happen. I gotta tell you, I don't see that in the cards. But I'm gonna check it out.
Look, I don't think it's for me. I
will. The season is up there, Terrence.
They put the whole season up there already.
Are the episodes 30 minutes? They should only be 30 minutes.
Yes, they are 30 minutes.
Okay, all right. Well, that's a positive because I'm like, I'm not watching an hour-long episode of Twisted Metal. Absolutely not.
There's 5 hours of Twisted Metal just waiting for you.
10 episodes.
Yeah. It seems like a lot.
Is it 30 minutes or 22? Is it sitcom Or is it
Nah, that's a full 30. Yeah, this is basic cable. Yeah, that's a full 30.
The shortest episode is 23 minutes. The longest is 32.
Oh my god.
Okay. I'm gonna give it a shot.
All
But
right.
I don't. Look, if it ain't good, I ain't finished. Fuck out of here. I'm not gonna finish it because I'm not gonna waste my fucking time.
If I have time, I want to at least watch the first episode. I do want to see what it's like. But I have a feeling the cinematography is very similar to the Purge series. Very, very similar.
And it's
I ain't even worried about that. I'm worried about the fucking jokes.
Yeah.
No, it's gonna be good.
I'm worried about the jokes.
Yucking it
Even
up.
look, the IGN's positive article about a positive review said, I mean, the jokes are hit or miss, and there's a lot of them, and I'm like,
That's
all right,
you know what? That's strike one. Going to do with
No,
strike one
Terrence, comedy is subjective. Like
it is.
It might
You're
be.
right.
You might love it. You might love it.
It might be the blackening situation. Like the trailer might have been real terrible and ended up being very funny. But we'll see.
maybe.
Yeah, I think this is going to be as good as The Blackening. Yep, that's my point.
You gotta be. Nah, you gotta give me more than like. I didn't hate this. Nah, I need. Nigga, you need to watch this. Anything short of a nigga, you need to watch this. We need to have a Terrence rating scale, okay? And a 5 out of 5 movie is a nigga, you need to watch this.
I like it.
Again, I don't see that.
I don't see it in the cards.
Yeah, I don't think it's gonna.
That was funny. All right, next up.
All right, next up. Is this the Donald Glover story? Yes. Donald Glover and Stephen Glover are set to write a Lando series at Disney Plus as Justin Simeon exits. Justin Simeon, didn't he do? He did Dear White People.
Okay.
News broke of a Lando Calrissian limited series being in the works in December 2020. At the time, Justin Simeon was attached to the project, though it would seem he's no longer. The Glover brothers will be writing the series alone.
That should not be a thing people say. It really shouldn't be. Look, pause. You can't say the Glover brothers. That sounds wild.
All right. Look, are you excited for this? I mean,
I don't know.
a lot of people are like, it's gonna be like Atlanta. Like,
okay, I need you to.
I have a hard time believing that. I have a very hard time believing that this is going to be like Atlanta.
Atlanta sensibility in a Star Wars universe.
Yeah, I don't think so.
I don't think that's gonna work.
They gonna have the jail scene from Atlanta. Yeah, girl, a man. Yeah, that clip is so funny too.
I'll give this a couple episodes purely based on the fact that the Glover brothers are doing it. And,
please stop.
But look, what I'm about to say, just everybody calm down, okay? I like Lando Calrissian. I do. I don't know if I like him enough to like watch a series with him not being played by Billy D. Williams from the 70s. You know what I mean?
How was he in that fucking
in Solo? He's good in
Solo.
Yeah. He's good in it.
Okay.
Solo's not a great movie. Like, in fairness to Donald Glover, it's just not that great of a movie.
I mean, the thing that I remember most about him in Solo is his droid, played by Phoebe Waller-Bridge, who was hilarious.
Was that K2SO?
And I think had a relationship with. Like, I think he was having sex with that droid.
Yeah.
Okay.
I get it. I too like Phoebe Waller-Bridge. in whatever form she comes in, droid or not. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, look, Ahsoka looks great. So depending on what they surround, what the story is, right? Like you can make. I mean, that's the thing. Star Wars is so robust. You can make any character have a big adventure, right? So there's all the trappings of doing that properly. I don't know. You know, the quote unquote Glover brothers are very good writers, so they might be able to make it pretty good. So we'll see. We'll see.
I'm looking for something
I wouldn't
clever.
say, I wouldn't say I'm excited about it. I'd have to see a trailer first.
Yeah, I just want something to be clever, and you know, we'll wait and see. I like Star Wars, but I'm not enough of a fan to just watch anything. Like I am a Marvel fan that I will literally just watch anything. See Secret Invasion.
Right. Yeah.
But there you go.
Next up, a de-aged Julia Roberts could have been part of Mission Impossible: Dead Reckoning, says Chris McQuarrie, but apparently it was going to cost as much as the train sequence. Yeah, I guess they needed that.
Why?
Right.
I don't remember. I don't remember Julia Roberts being in any other Mission Impossible movie.
Was she in this new one? I haven't seen it.
No.
All right, well then there you go. I don't get
As
it.
a former lover, like what the fuck?
Yeah.
Before '96, like what does it matter?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, have you seen the movie? Like they do have a random woman. They do have a random woman that gets killed in a flashback that didn't happen in a previous movie. In this movie.
Was it like prior to the first one? Or like in between movies?
I probably in between a movie. Look, I don't know, but they had a villain that they had to have a personal stake with Ethan Hunt, and it turns out, you know, he murdered one of Ethan Hunt's lovers. I guess it had to be before the first movie, before he found his wife in the subsequent movies.
Right.
So
that's weird. Like that's not.
Yeah, they fridged a woman for no reason, yo. They fridged a woman for no reason.
Yeah, this is shit you've never seen in the 6 fucking movies that have been out. Okay, am I supposed to feel something? Like I don't, because I don't. That's weird. All right. Sure.
So apparently, this scene that they did, the scene you're talking about, was that there was originally they were going to de-age Tom Cruise as well for this movie called, or excuse me, for this moment that took place in 1989, and
so it is. Okay,
yeah, and so they were like, all right, well, like, who was a breakout star in 1989? Oh, right, Julia Roberts was in Mystic Pizza. So why don't we get Julia Roberts and then we'll de-age her and have them have the scene together? But then they decided to scrap it because it would be mad expensive.
I mean, that's
so
a
she
lot
was supposed to be the one that was getting shot by what's his name?
I guess
in that flashback.
I guess I don't know.
I guess.
I mean, I'm a little
weird, bro.
Yeah, it's very weird. But I'm a little weirded out by this like desire to keep de-aging actors in movies. Like I don't find it necessary. Like you don't have to just keep doing flashbacks of these older actors. Like, you know, Tom Cruise still looks great. Like just keep the movies going in the future. You don't have to keep kind of going back into the 1980s. It's fine.
He's starting to age.
That's about fucking time.
It.
I mean, Jesus Christ.
You see it when you watch these movies back to back.
I mean, he's not as beautiful as he was in Mission Impossible 2. He was perfect, my God. That fucking hair. Yo, he's never looked more ridiculous in a movie than in Mission Impossible 2. Like, he really hasn't. But I like that movie. I was practically...
That's just a weird story.
The story is completely weird. It's completely weird.
Apparently, they gave this woman a name. Like, her name was Marie, a woman from Ethan and Gabriel's past, only seen in flashbacks. That woman is there to die, yo.
All right.
Cool. All right. Well, there you go. A really
so that was the flashback that she was supposed to be in.
I guess so.
Yeah, it was that scene. Now, as he told Empire Roberts, was part of the sequence in a role eventually played by Mariella Garriga in the flashback.
Yep.
So they were going to get Julia Roberts, de-age her, just to get shot in the face. Like, what? Man.
My guess is that the opening sequence of the movie?
No.
Oh,
that's
okay.
That ain't even an opening sequence?
No.
Right, like I thought maybe they were trying to kind of scream it, right? Like you pick a big actor and then you kill them off and you're like, whoa, the stakes could never be higher, right? And then you just move on with the movie.
I mean, who knows? It may have been if they got Julia Roberts, right? Like, but no, the opening scene. The opening scene is one of the biggest problems of the movie. The opening scene tells the audience what the MacGuffin is and what it does. And then we have to spend the rest of the movie with the characters not knowing what the MacGuffin is. And that's just like, well, what does it do? I don't know, but we have to get it. Like, yeah, but we know what it does. Like, you're not supposed to, in storytelling, you're not supposed to have the audience be too far ahead of the main character.
Right.
They should be like 1 or 2 steps in front of the main characters, unless it's like a mystery or something.
Right.
And as much as I am entertained by Mission Impossible Dead Reckoning Part 1, it is no mystery.
Right. Well, maybe the second Reckoning will be very good. I don't know.
Also, like, I think it kind of says something that, like, it wasn't even number 3 at the box office. Like, of course, Barbie and Oppenheimer were gonna be like number 1 that weekend, but I think it got knocked down by something.
Was it that conservative movie?
Oh yeah, Sound of Jesus. Fury of Adrenochrome. What is it?
Sound of Freedom.
Yeah, it was third. It was third place.
Yeah. You know,
Wow.
No, it's not wow. It's not wow. So have you heard about this? So
I know. Like, they're just like buying tickets and not going. But
yeah, they're doing the conservative book scam, right? They're buying up all these tickets and like we're giving them away. Like they don't give them away, or you like when you buy a ticket, you can buy another ticket for someone else, and so they're like completely empty theaters that are sold out.
So I didn't know that this was like a conservative movie. Like, what? I don't know anything about this movie. I saw it was number 3, and I was like, "What the fuck?"
So this is based on a true story. No, it isn't. About this guy who goes and like saves kids from being, from human trafficking. Right? Turns out that guy is a bit of a fucking liar, and apparently, the organization he worked for that would help stop kid trafficking, he actually was let go from that company for all of these lies that he was telling. They're like, nah, none of this happened. And of course, he's a big QAnon nutcase, and there's nobody who's a bigger QAnon nutcase than fucking Jim Caviezel, who played Jesus once. And now
Jesus?
He thinks he is Jesus. He's a fucking moron.
I saw the trailer because I was watching YouTube and I saw the trailer for it and I was like, Angel Studios?
Oh.
and then I watched because this is like a 2-minute trailer because you have ads on YouTube. They just increased YouTube Premium by $2, so it's $14.90. It's $13.99, which I had YouTube Premium for a couple months. It's worth it if you really watch YouTube, but $14 a month, I don't think so. But yeah, I watched the trailer. I'm like, what the fuck is this? I saw Jim Caviezel, and then I saw a whole bunch of other shit, and I'm like, this feels like a conservative movie. And then I looked it up, and I'm like, sure shit it is. Wow. I didn't think it was going to $133 million.
Yeah, but that's just conservatives buying up the tickets. No one is seeing this movie. Like, they're completely empty theaters. It's a scam.
What is it looking like on Rotten Tomatoes?
Oh, I'm sure it has an incredibly high score because it's easy to have a high score when a cult is following your movies.
I'm not talking about
the critic score?
audience. I'm talking about critics.
Oh, I bet it's not high. But that's probably a conspiracy
it's at
from the
a
deep
70.
state.
It's at a 70 tomato score. And would you like to guess what the audience score is?
Oh, it's 100%.
98.
It is 99.
Okay. Yeah.
Right.
I'm surprised it's 70%. I'm surprised.
99 with 10,000 plus verified ratings.
I'm sure they're all very real.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Who has a bigger cult, The Sound of Freedom or the Snyder Cut? Who could tell the difference? Two overlapping circles. Just wackadoo people. So yeah, Sound of Freedom is a fucking scam. If you don't know how scams work, you with like the books on the New York Times bestseller list, you buy 60,000 books, you give them away, you suddenly make the bestsellers list, and then you sell more books. Yeah, it's how do they do it? They're so fucking brilliant. All you need is $1 million and some time.
Jesus, some of these negative reviews, boy. I like it, but I like it when it's a movie that I don't really care for. But god damn it, I hate it when these fucking movie critics, they break out the thesaurus, man, and they get ready. Like, oh man, fresh meat. As for the losers, start with everyone who gave their money and 2 hours and 15 minutes of their life to a story that is at best embellished.
No.
Whether intentionally or by coincidence, profiting off of conspiracy-fueled mass hysteria. Another one says the narrative diffuses into an improbable Heart of Darkness style river journey, only kind of dull. A solemn, drawn-out bore. Jesus.
Yeah, that sounds about right. Yeah, I won't be seeing this movie. Yeah, good luck.
I ain't know anything about this movie, man.
Yeah, nobody does because you're not in a cult. I mean, you're not in this cult.
Apparently I am. We just have different factions.
Well, if you think they're drinking adrenochrome out of kids' heads, then yeah, all right. I mean, I guess. People are straight up lunatics, you know. Like Jim Caviezel says that shit out loud. Like he's like, no, that's what's happening. Hillary Clinton is scaring kids and drinking their blood. All right, that's cool that you believe that in real life. Next up, as stars strike, streamers debate shelving shows. So basically, the streaming companies are like, we don't have a lot of stuff to get out there, so why don't we just start shelving stuff to keep our powder dry to see if we can weather out this storm. I don't think that's a good idea for streamers.
Like,
I
look,
really
we
don't.
just saw fucking Peacock lost $3 billion in a year. You gonna start shelving shit? Okay.
Yeah, but then what other choice do they have? I don't know.
Fucking writers.
Nah.
You know.
No, but like, what's a real choice, Terrence? Like, what am I supposed to do with my billions? Like, give $1 away? Get the fuck out of here! No.
So what are they looking at? Anything in particular?
Yeah, over at Apple TV, decisions will ultimately be made about its cadre of star-driven shows, including Bad Monkey, starring Vince Vaughn, Palm Royale with Kristen Wiig and Laura Dern, and those are in the can, as well as Fellow Travelers, Orphan Black Echoes, are all also being considered to be held back. Yeah, so this is not good. Like, the streamers basically live and die on what's new, right? Like, they don't do well with a lot of the repeat stuff. I mean, sure, people will watch it, but they want to see what's the new hot shit that you got coming out. That's what keeps it fresh. And that certainly is what keeps subscriber numbers going up. Nobody's like, oh, we have Tootsie from 1975 on here. I can't wait to join. Like, that's just not, it's not really the go-to thing. So, look, good. May you suffer many, many days until you get off your ass.
You want to hear some of the things affected by the strike?
Yeah.
Avatar 3, Avatar 4, Beetlejuice, all have been suspended.
Good.
Deadpool 3, Fantastic Four, Gladiator 2, I guess a live action Lilo and Stitch, Mission Impossible Dead Reckoning Part 2. Oh no, guys. Oh no. I'm afraid that production has been suspended on Mortal Kombat 2.
That's a shame.
Superman
That's
Legacy.
a lot, man. That's a lot of movies. Honestly,
Yeah.
I don't know how many of
It's
those.
a lot of big budget movies.
Blockbusters, but that's a lot of money that should just.
Andor Season 2. Emily in Paris.
By the way,
like,
Micah,
writers go on strike, and all of a sudden nothing can happen. Weird how that happened, right?
yeah, who's gonna write this?
Very
shit?
strange.
And by the way, that's all the movies. That's not to mention. I mean, you just mentioned Andor, but it's not mostly even TV, which is definitely going to get impacted heavily.
Oh, I didn't know Sandman was getting a second season.
Yep.
I mean, maybe. Challengers was supposed to come out in September. Challengers is the tennis film with Zendaya.
Oh,
and now
that looked really
April
good.
2024.
I got pushed back.
No, it's done, but like they want Zendaya to promote it.
Oh,
they want.
Oh yeah,
and you can't promote it.
Going on strike too. What are they? How are they, like what are they doing at this point? Like, you got the writers and the actors on strike. Not all actors, but what are you going to produce?
Well,
like you're worthless without the fucking talent.
Well, but they're just literally hoping, like that letter that came out. They're hoping that they can get these people in such dire straits that they'll take a shit deal. That's what they're hoping.
That they can like pour them out. They got all the money in the world, and they don't have any.
Right,
So
but
okay,
I mean,
fine. They'll go homeless.
Yeah, but like at the end of the day, like you're way more afraid of getting hit with $2-3 billion profit losses. Like you're way more scared about that. Look,
Maybe they are. Got lost $3 billion, and they seem to be perfectly fine.
I don't know, screen is out again.
Oh, God damn it,
idiot. I will give him credit. I think it would be fucked up if I didn't. The Rock donated like over $1 million to the folks protesting. Like it was like a record amount of money. So like I
didn't know how much he gave.
It was like a 7-figure number.
Wow.
Yeah, it was like a 7-figure number.
Like, he's worth what? He's worth what, like $500 million or some crazy shit like that?
Yeah, like I did appreciate him doing that. I thought that was cool. So credit where credit's due. The Rock deserves a lot of credit for that. And Micah didn't hear that, and I'm never going to repeat it.
Yeah, I've heard you say that you're a big fan of The Rock and that you love everything that he does. But it is cool that he gave like a 7-figure donation.
Yeah, no, I think that's
which
good.
Is awesome and sad because like he made that money making these shitty movies.
He made $1 million by jumping off a crane into a Chinese building. That dumbass movie.
I mean, I like that movie. I like that.
No, I love it. I
like that.
I love it. Make more of those movies, but it's stupid. That movie's stupid, but make more of them, please. They're fun.
This strike is. How long was the strike in 2007? How many months was it? Do you remember?
I don't remember.
Like 7 months, something like that.
Oof. I don't know that, dude. I don't think these streaming companies can take 7 months of this. I really don't. I don't think so.
99 days. What is that? That's only 3 months.
Oh, 3 months.
Yeah. God damn.
I'm way off.
We're almost at 2 months. It started last month, right?
Yep.
Okay.
And that's the thing, yo. Like, we're not gonna feel this shit until the fall at the earliest, and that's when it's really gonna start, and then everything else is just gonna snowball.
Yep.
which means I'll probably be 50 by the time Fantastic Four comes out. And I'm a nerd on the internet. That's the only thing I care about. When
Just
is
put it
my
out.
movie coming out?
We don't have enough money for food. Yeah, I know, but at the same time, I really need to know: do you have a release date for this?
Do you have enough money for the Doctor Doom cosplay that I want to wear? Because the movie needs to come out so that I can see what fabric I need to buy.
We're at 86 days.
Oh,
for the
damn.
strike so far.
Yeah, I don't think
Yeah,
we're
we're about
wrapping
to
this
blow
shit
that
up.
out the fucking water.
Yeah, we're not wrapping this up anytime soon.
Damn.
Oh boy. Mattel execs on next Hollywood moves, Barney, Polly Pocket, and the Barbie sequels, and more.
Who's going to be in Polly Pocket?
I think they're just saying that.
I
shit
don't
because
know.
there's a
I don't know. I don't know. It could be anybody. It could be anyone. It could be anyone. Anyone.
Wait.
Anyone.
Is she- What does Polly Pocket look like?
It's very it's very small. Polly Pocket is very tiny. She fits in your pocket.
Wasn't this supposed to be a Hungry Hungry Hippos movie?
I'm sorry.
Stop.
See, it's not me. It's not me. It's not me. It's not me. Look, yo, I get blamed a lot because people for some reason mix our voices up. Nah, yo, it's not me. Yo, Jay didn't say anything. Didn't say anything.
I didn't. I just asked a question. I don't know what you're talking
Yeah, all right, Tucker Carlson, relax over there. Get the fuck out of here. Look, I don't know. A Barney movie seemed weird. A Polly Pocket movie, that makes sense. Thomas the Tank Engine, that makes sense. There's a very popular cartoon right now with that. American Girl, that's just another doll movie. I mean, I guess Polly Pocket's another kind of doll movie as well. I mean, they're little characters. I don't know that I need a Barbie sequel. That seems kind of stupid to me, actually. I think that's a one and done. I don't think it makes any sense because if you get anyone besides Greta Gerwig, I don't think you're getting the same quality movie.
Well, it's
That's
also
the
a
thing,
tough
like-
act to follow, right? Like,
Right.
that movie has something to say. Like, are you going to repeat it?
What the fuck does a Polly Pocket movie have to say? What would a Polly Pocket movie have to say?
That anybody
look like
can
that an
anybody
American
can
Girl.
fit in the smallest of sizes is what I think is the story.
Because it's a Polly Pocket, they're dolls, right? American Girl, they're dolls, right? American
Right.
Girls would be like Barbie, right?
Yeah.
Like if you were to make an American Girl movie, like you would probably want it to be along the same lines as the Barbie movie.
Yeah, I
Don't
don't
do
really
this.
understand that. The only one that
Not
I
do it
understand
stupid.
is Hot Wheels makes total sense.
Yeah, it does.
That makes sense.
I could see a lot. Again, live action Hot Wheels would just be fucking Need for Speed. Or
The
some shit.
Magic
That's
8
weird.
Ball.
Yeah, that's dumb.
I don't even. Oh, what the little? Wait, the thing from the 70s
Yeah, you shake it
Yeah,
up
that's-
like
where you shake it up.
Yeah.
Is my dad
and
coming
a bunch
home?
of cocaine falls out? Yeah, that thing.
That's a different name.
How do you make a movie out of it? Like a horror movie?
Dear Magic
I can
8
see that
Ball,
being a
is my
horror
dad
movie.
coming home? No. Ask again later. Yeah, yeah, the Viewmaster, that's weird. Masters of the Universe, that feels like a thing that should have long happened. I need you to get good writers for that if you're going to do that correctly.
Oh no, Lena
I
Dunham.
mean,
is
do you
directing
need
Polly
good writers
Pocket.
from Masters of the Universe? Now,
Oh,
look,
yeah.
I'm speaking from a place of ignorance. Okay, I will say that up front. I don't need any big ass electricians to come and tell me the fucking lore of Masters of the Universe. I get
Nerd.
it, right?
Like, I
but
don't
like,
care.
do you need like really good writers? Do you?
Okay, that's fair. That's fair.
Or do you just need like a Conan the Barbarian movie?
Yeah, no, that's fair. Like, I think that's kind of all you need. You need that with a little bit more magic. I mean, obviously Conan has magic too, but But be good. Like, be a good movie. Not the Jason Momoa Conan the Barbarian, which was not
God,
great.
We saw that shit in the theaters, man.
It was not good.
That was my first Conan movie.
That's
like,
fucking sad. Like, no. He looked more like Conan in the comics, but no. All right, so Lena Dunham is writing Polly Pocket or directing it. Is that what you said?
Writer, director.
Yeah, both.
Here's the thing. I don't like Lena Dunham. I'm not a fan. I think she is I won't say a no talent ass clown, but a general ass clown. I'm just not.
I tried to
a
watch
fan.
Girls and I could not.
I don't like it. Like I don't like the cut of her jib. I just don't. I just don't like. No, and I'll leave it there. I just don't. So, sorry. I think I might be out for the Polly Pocket movie. My daughter has like one Polly Pocket. She really likes it. This is a bunch of little small parts.
Here's the thing that the bad thing about the Barbie movie is that with its runaway success, movie studios are going to take the worst elements of this lesson, right? Mm-hmm. They're not gonna. You could have made the Barbie movie without the Barbie branding, but the Barbie branding is what brought people to the movie, and it ended up being a good movie, right? They're gonna think that the branding is the only thing you need to bring people to the movies.
100%.
And that's not, I think a lot of people are going to be in for a rude awakening. I've never heard of Major Matt Mason before.
I don't know what that is.
I don't know what that is. What is that? What are you talking about? Oh, that's one of the movies.
That's one of the properties in here.
It's a figure from the 60s.
No, come on, knock it off.
Well, who is that appealing to you? Like, they don't make that.
All them niggas are dead. Like, what are you talking about?
They could be alive. No, that's
anyone that knows what a Major Matt Mason toy is probably 85 years old.
That seems very stupid. Like Rock'em Sock'em Robots starring Vin Diesel. That's fine. That makes all the sense in the world to me.
Matchbox cars, like this is dumb. Like a lot of this is just unnecessary.
But like Matchbox and Hot Wheels, Matchbox is just the cheap version of Hot Wheels. Like
the GoBots to their Transformers.
Right. Like you don't need to do both of them. Long before VR, there was a picture viewer that was invented in 1939. Now an adventure film based on the classic toy, the Viewmaster. No, that's dumb.
Because first of all, like, unless you get sucked into the Viewmaster toy, you can't just put it on your face like a VR headset. You hold it.
It'll be a 3D movie.
So what do you do?
It'll be a 3D movie. There you go. It's a 3D movie. You just take look. A lot of these things are just going to be like random adventure movies with Mattel branding on them, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like Hot Wheels. Okay, I could see a movie being made. Kind of like Need for Speed was made. You know what I mean? It's just a generic ass race car movie with Hot Wheels branding on it. Same thing with Matchbox, and then we'll have the Hot Box crossover that we've all been waiting for.
Isn't that Mike Tyson's podcast name?
Yeah, Hot Box.
Hot Box.
Yeah, I heard it's very good actually. Masters of the Universe I think is that and Hot Wheels seem like the only ones worth a damn. So
the rest of this sound like a waste of money.
Yeah.
Like you're just throwing money into the fucking trash.
Absolutely. All right, let's move on. That's so dumb. All right, let's get into What the Fuck, brought to you by JTD from the Edit That Out podcast.
The company has developed a water processing installation that will allow it to convert pig's blood into water fit for human consumption. Yummy. This company specializes in producing animal proteins for the food industry by processing animal blood and collagen into high-quality protein water used in human and animal food products.
Protein
Until recently,
water?
the company
Sounds like a scam.
the company relied on solely large quantities of groundwater to clean the massive tanks it stored the pig's blood in. But thanks to a lot of money in a state-of-the-art water purification installation, this company can actually use the stored pig's blood to make drinkable water. So you know how this is me pontificating. You know how when you open a package of meat, they got that red stuff in there that's like too like thin to be blood, but it's red and it's meat, so you think it's blood. I think that's what they're talking about, right?
That's
like,
gross.
They want you to drink that, don't they?
I don't know, but I'm not drinking anything that calls itself
What
protein
is that
water.
called? Because like when you get a steak, it's not bloody anymore. What is that shit called that makes it red?
Yeah, it's not
can't
actually
remember.
blood. Yeah,
It's not actually blood. I don't remember the name of it. But anyway,
You know how many people think that that's actually blood?
a lot of
Like they would
most
just
people. I think.
they would just have that shit at the fucking Giant or Kroger's or Publix. I'm trying to be very regional for all of our listeners.
Super
Like,
awkward.
nah, yo. Where does it take place? Where does this nasty shit
Maya
take
Globin.
place?
Yeah, I'm gonna go with China. Fuck it.
Yeah,
I
I said
don't
China as well.
Belgium, guys. Belgium.
Can you hear how loud that fucking music is?
Yes.
Yeah, it's a bunch of yeah.
God damn it.
They playing bachata.
I gotta get these sound blankets up next week. Good lord. Yeah, this is mad
You
fucking
can hear.
loud.
Sounds like they're having a fucking blast out.
My office is like above a bar. Because of course it is.
Yo, what the fuck?
They're doing what sounds like terrible karaoke. Yeah, okay. Terrence, you're up. Let's try to move it along here.
Woman ends up with a ruptured eardrum after passionate ear kiss.
Ew. That
Yep,
you know what?
suffered ruptured
That sounds like Italy.
France.
Yeah, a bunch of freaks.
China. A young Chinese woman suffered a ruptured eardrum while sharing a moment of passion with her boyfriend, who, while kissing her ear, accidentally created too much suction pressure.
Okay.
All right, yo.
All right.
All right. Who gives a hickey on an ear?
Yeah, I'm not buying this
Eardrum.
story. This guy was trying to put his penis in her ear or something. This just doesn't make any sense.
If he, that's a damn shame. If he accomplished that goal, I just gotta tell you, like that's a fucking.
Well,
shame.
okay. What's the location again? All right, go ahead.
Yeah, shut up.
Usually the eardrum heals by itself within 2 weeks to 3 months.
3 months.
Fujia said if the eardrum has not healed in 3 months, external intervention may be required. Yeah, you blew her eardrum out by sucking her ear.
No, this guy's a.
That's a wild statement to say. Like, not I blew her back out. I blew her eardrum out.
Yeah, she don't even know. That's crazy. I mean, she can't hear
Like
nothing.
that scene in The Best Man. I'm about to blow her eardrum out.
Yo, that seems so funny.
Much like your neighbors about to blow their eardrums
Yeah,
out.
yo, what the
That
fuck is
loud-ass
going on?
music.
Turn it down. It's a
that's funny.
Thursday. It's a Thursday, for God's sake. Don't you have work tomorrow? My story is quite weird. I bet you can't guess where it is. Evil, God damn it! Evil pastor made followers starve themselves to death to meet Jesus. Yeah, that's too easy. You gotta name a country.
Right.
Of course, it's Africa. What the fuck?
Nigeria.
All right. Terrence. Paul Mackenzie Nathunge, a former taxi driver turned religious leader, has been accused of convincing hundreds of followers to starve themselves to death in order to meet Jesus. For the past several months, this place has been rocked by macabre revelations about the dealings of Paul. A cult leader suspected of orchestrating the deaths of over 240 loyal followers through starvation. A former televangelist in charge of the Good News International Church, which officially closed down in 2019, is Mackenzie Nathange, is believed to have continued his religious activities after moving to a remote village, spewing his extremist beliefs and exploiting people's fear of the unknown. Evidence suggests that he somehow is able to convince his followers that starving themselves and their loved ones, including children, was the fastest way to reach heaven and meet their Savior Jesus Christ. I mean, in fairness, yeah, it is a fast way.
I was about to say, he's not wrong. But,
that's fucking insane.
Kenya.
Nailed it.
Yeah, now that I think about it, it has
Nailed
to be
it.
Kenya, right?
Yeah.
It was
nailed
Kenya.
it. Yeah, that was exactly right. Here's my question. I'm looking at the picture. I'm looking at the picture of the guy. Y'all listening to a dude who's got like a little pot belly telling y'all to starve yourselves to go to heaven? I'd be like, then why aren't you starving yourself? Nah, not buying it. Yo.
No, he's gotta, God put him there to spread the word. If he goes to heaven, who gonna spread the word?
Well,
It's a cross that he's willing to bear.
Yeah, you about to get crossed up with these lefts and rights telling me not to eat. Get the fuck out of here. This is crazy.
Like, look what Christianity has done, This is insane, right? It's always insane. In Africa, but like this is sad.
Like, 240 people have died, including children.
Right. It's like, starve to death so you can meet Jesus or God or whatever. What?
Yeah, I don't get it.
Come on, man. And they do it. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah, that's the wild thing, is that kind of shit
I don't get
works.
it. Drinking Vavoline and shit like that. Like
that's crazy. God wants you to drink Vavoline. No, he doesn't. God does not.
He really doesn't. Like, I'm pretty sure when God made Vavoline, he was like, "Yeah, put this in vehicles. You don't drink it."
God said on the seventh day, "Put this Vavoline in your Chevrolet."
I mean, but that's the thing, Like, that's the thing about religion that people don't really like wanna accept. God don't. God is like that speech from Al Pacino, He's an absentee landlord. Like he's just like, all right, you got free will, do what you want. You ain't create Valvoline and then tell your ass. What the fuck? You did that dumb shit. That's why you get judged for your actions when you die. What the fuck? Like,
he invented Valvoline is absolutely the title of this episode. Or he didn't invent.
I don't get it, man. I don't understand how you can fucking like brainwash people that bad for them to literally harm themselves.
Yeah, it couldn't be me.
During your sermon.
That's great. I'm not listening to a nigga with a pot belly tell me not to eat. Like, I'm just not. Yeah, my scam dar comes up. Like, nah, this feels like you just trying to get all the food. Like, no, knock it off. All right, let's move into trailers this week before we get out of here. Trailer for GenV. This is the Boys spinoff for Amazon. I think this looks very fun.
I'll watch it.
Yeah. I mean, look, I love The Boys. I think The Boys is great. So more of this. And it, with all the raging hormones of young people, I'm sure this is going to be super out there. And it looks just as violent and ridiculous as The Boys. So I'm cool with that. God, this music is fucking horrible.
It does. It does look good. I'm not really partial to like teen dramas, but these, and I know these characters aren't meant to be teenagers, but I enjoy adults kind of being assholes and fucking up, where I'm at an age where I see young people doing that and it just makes me mad. So I kind of expect to be mad watching this show, but I'm going to watch it because, it's more of the Boys universe.
Yep. There you go.
Yeah, I'm going to watch it.
All right. That's it for us before they start singing Los Lonely Boys. I'm going to get out of here. Holy shit, I was right. That actually is a Los Lonely Boys song. That's really funny. Anyway, stereotypes exist for a reason. All right, that's it for us. We will be back next week with another episode with my sound blankets. All right, later, guys.
Take it easy.
See ya.